welcome to our YouTube channel Kadambini Srishti. This is Kadambini. So India is rich in culture and heritage. So on the left we have Thor Desert in Rajasthan where rain is just like a dream. On the right we have Mawsynram in Meghalaya having the highest rainfall in the whole world. On the north we have Kashmir where we feel cold throughout the year. On the south it is hot as it is near to the equator. So different weather condition means different people. Different people means different food habit, different clothing, different festivals. So we celebrate different festivals in different regions by different communities of our country, that is India. So we celebrate Ganesh Chaturthi, Basanta Panchami, Raksha Bandhan, Diwali, Dasahara, Eid ul Fitr, Christmas, Buddha Jayanti and Mahavir Jayanti in different regions by different communities of India. So let us discuss a chapter that is the festivals of Northeast India. That is there in class 10 Odia medium English book, that is Skills of Communicative English. Okay, before going to the video, one request: if you like the video then click on the like button, and if you think there is something essential then you can share the video. If you want to give any suggestion on the topic then you can write it in the comment box, and finally if you want to watch such learning videos then you can subscribe the channel, and again don't forget to click on the bell icon. We have already made videos on the class 10 chapters and also the high school chapters of Odia medium English book. Okay, if you want to watch those videos then you can go to the description box. We have already given all the links in this box. Okay, so let us start the video. So this chapter is a little bit longer, that means we have 16 paragraphs. So I have decided to make 3 videos on this chapter. So for today's class I have selected paragraph 1 to 4. So let us discuss the chapter paragraph wise. So first I would like to say we have generally 4 directions, that is NEWS, N-E-W-S, means north, east, west and south. Okay, so besides these 4 directions we have also another 4 directions. So what are those? So those are, on the north side we have northeast and northwest. Also on south side we have southeast and southwest. So in this way we have total 8 directions. Let us read the first 4 paragraphs of this chapter, Festivals of Northeast India. The text: the Northeast India is a collective name for the easternmost parts of India, representing both a geographic and administrative division of the country. The region comprises 8 states, namely Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Sikkim and Tripura. Mark here, Nagaland is not mentioned here. The contiguous 7 states, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram and Nagaland, are commonly described as the land of 7 sisters because of their interdependence on each other. On the other hand, Sikkim is geographically not a contiguous part of the northeast region. It is separated from the northeast by Siliguri corridor, so it is not included in the land of 7 sisters. However, Sikkim has happily taken up the role of being a little brother to the amazing 7 sisters. The northeastern regions of India is a place of diverse cultures. The different communities and tribes of Northeast India celebrate their unique festivals with great enthusiasm and joy. Many of these festivals are based on agriculture and no celebration is complete without traditional music and dance. Blessed with lush greenery and the mighty river Brahmaputra, the people of Assam have a lot to celebrate. Bihus are among the major cultural festivals of Assam. They are a series of three prominent festivals: Rongoli Bihu, Kongali Bihu, and Bhogali Bihu. Rongali Bihu, also known as Bohag Bihu, is celebrated in mid-April with the onset of spring and the beginning of the sowing season. It also marks the start of a new year there. Kongali or Kati Bihu is celebrated in mid-October when the fields are lost but the barns are empty. On this occasion, people light lamps and pray to God for a thriving harvest season and to guide souls to heaven. Bhogali, called Magh Bihu, is observed in mid-January. The festival symbolizes the end of the harvest season. It is Thanksgiving when the crops have been harvested and the barns are full. Any Bihu celebration is considered incomplete without melodious folk songs and traditional dance. The Bihu dance is joyous one. Young men and women get in their best traditional attire and perform the dance with brisk steps and hand movement. The tune of traditional musical instruments including cymbals, bamboo clappers, dhol, which is similar to drum, and the pepa, which is a wind instrument made of buffalo horn, and different kind of flavor to the dance as well as the atmosphere. The songs have been handed down through many generations. In India, we have unity in diversities. So India is a family having 28 states and 8 union territories, total 36 entities. In this video, we will discuss only paragraph 1 to 4. So let us discuss this chapter paragraph wise. Northeast India is a collective name given in geographic and administrative division of India. This Northeast India region consisted of 8 states. So what are these 8 states? Yes, remember. So these are Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, then Meghalaya, Manipur, Mizoram, and Nagaland, and Tripura, and finally the Sikkim. The first 7 states, that means Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, and Tripura. These states are contiguous. Contiguous means they are touching and sharing boundaries with each other. So these states are known as the land of 7 sisters. The left one, that is Sikkim, that is not contiguous with this region. So Sikkim is separated from this northeast by Siliguri corridor. So it is not contiguous with these states. Still then, it plays the role of a little brother of these emerging 7 states. So this is all about paragraph 1. So here we have to remember the names of the 7 states of the lands of 7 sisters. Okay. Now let us discuss paragraph 2. Paragraph 2 just says there is different culture, different communities and different tribes in this northeast region. But they have unique festivals. And what type of festival? The festival having very strong enthusiasm. Enthusiasm means interest and joy. So almost all the festivals are related to agriculture, and that is not complete without traditional music and dance. Let us start paragraph 3. So here what does it explain? So it explains the festivals of Assam. Okay, so let us discuss what are the festivals that the people of Assam they celebrate. So the first thing, Assam is blessed with two things. So what are these two things? The first one is it is blessed with lush greenery. So what is lush? Growing thickly. So what to grow? The trees. They grow very thickly in Assam. So due to what? With the second blessing, that is the blessing of river Brahmaputra. So the next is what are the festivals? So generally the people of Assam, they celebrate one very basic festival, and that is the Bihu festival. They have divided this festival into three parts. So the first one is Rongali Bihu, Kongali Bihu and Bhogali Bihu. In this way, they celebrate three separate Bihu festivals. In other words, these three festivals, they are also known as the Bohag Bihu, Kati Bihu and the Magh Bihu. The first one is the beginning of the harvest and the middle one is the middle of the harvest. The last one is the end of the harvest season. Okay, so that means it covers the whole of the harvesting season while as the year also. So the first one is the season of sowing of seeds in the fields. And here it is also known as the start of a new year. And the middle one, that is the Kongali Bihu. This is middle of this harvest season. So here what do the people do? The people of Assam here pray God with lighting the lamps and with prayers. So why do they pray? So they pray for a good harvest. Okay. And the last one, that is the Bhogali Bihu, and in other words, it is known as the Magh Bihu. This is the end of the season. So here, what do the people do? Here the people just thanks to Lord for this very interesting and very rich harvest. Okay, so in the first one, this is the beginning of, that is Rongali Bihu is the beginning of the year and also harvesting season, and the middle one, this is the middle of the harvesting. And here what happens, the barns, they are empty, whereas in the last festival, which is the Magh Bihu or the Bhogali Bihu, here what happens, the barn is full. So in this way, the people of Assam, they celebrate the festivals throughout the year with a lot of joy and interest. Okay, so this is all about paragraph 3. So today's last paragraph, that is paragraph 4. Here, what does the paragraph explain? This explains again the festival of Assam. So the festivals of Assam that the people celebrate with a lot of interest, that is not complete without traditional folk music and traditional dance. Okay, so here in traditional folk music, what are the instruments that they use? Here they use different instruments like cymbals and bamboo clappers, dhol, that is similar to drum, and finally the peppa. So what is peppa? Peppa is one of the wind instrument that is made up of the buffalo horn. Okay, so let us talk about the traditional dance. So who dances in these festivals? Generally the young men and women, they dance in these traditional festivals. Okay, so how do they dance? They dance with a very traditional, beautiful attire. Attire means dress. So they dance with brisk steps and hand movement. So what is brisk step? Brisk step means energetic steps with speed. Okay, and finally with a hand movement, they just do a very beautiful dance that creates and that makes the festival much more interesting, much more enjoyment. Okay, so here also one thing we have to remember, that they are using the folk music. Okay, folk music means that is handed over from their predecessor, means from their parents to the children. So they use the same folk music, the same traditional dance pattern. So how do they learn that? So they have learned from their parents. So that means that dance and that music, that song, all those things are just transferred from one generation to another generation. Okay, so in this way they remember everything. Let us wind up this class here. I will be right back with its part 2. So still then, keep watching, keep learning, stay safe, stay home. We will meet very soon. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.